Anybody else like it a little bit kinky? So good afternoon. I cruised the boat here because when I was trading at Anderton, it's a timed mooring and you can't overstay. So I moved my boat to here. It was only a few miles cruise, but it was a beautiful cruise. But this is also a timed mooring. So I'm going to set off now, try and find a nice place that I can stay put for quite a few days without having to move on. Yeah, so let's get the boat ready and let's set off. So mooring restrictions are just another part of boat life. Some moorings are 24 hours, some are 48, but if you like to moor in the middle of nowhere like I do, then most of those are 2 weeks. And this is part and parcel of it all. This is what I signed up for when I got a boat, and I love always being on the move, but sometimes you just do want to settle down for a week or so in one spot. So with the engine warming up, the tiller in place, it's just time to cast off those ropes and find a new home for the next few days. I do have to say it's very tight on this section. It is a visitor's mooring there, however the bushes are very overgrown. Yes, it makes it difficult. So alongside the overgrown tree branches and the bushes, there's some very tight bends as well, so you're often having to sound your horn because you can't see round them. And also, due to the controls on my boat and the fact she's deep drafted, I have a mechanical gearbox and not any hydraulics, so she takes a long time to stop. So I tend to go around all these bends and curvy bits in tick over because you never know what's going to be coming round the corner. So on this section there's some very tight bends, and I'm about to approach Barnton Tunnel now, and that's got quite a bit of a kink in it. But this one is not a timed tunnel. Basically you approach the entrance, and if nothing's coming then you can go through. Just crap myself then because I saw a boat coming in, so I had to pip them, but they've reversed out and given me a pip back. So that's the problem, you see. That's why I took the tunnel quite wide so I could see if anything's coming, but it's hard from that end, and with the kink you can't see round the bend. Oh, it's good fun. I love this because it makes your heart race. I'm buzzing, crapping myself, but also feel like laughing my head off. I feel alive. So this tunnel really should be timed because I'm nearly at the exit now. There's a boat waiting and there's one just started behind me. So that means they've got to wait again, which is such a shame. Whereas if it was a timed one like the others, then it's more fairer, I think. There's one behind as well. Sorry. Have you had a good day anyway? Good. So I made a bit of a decision whilst I was in that tunnel, and that was if there was space here, between the tunnels, then I would moor here because it's a fantastic mooring. It's 2 weeks and there's a post office just up there in the village, so it'll be perfect for me. So there's a space. Woohoo! So a very short cruise today. So I currently feel like the cat that has got the cream, because for those that know this area, this is an absolute prime mooring. It's a 2-week one, you're on rings, and the views and nature and everything here is just stunning. There's plenty of shade just over there for little Bonny. She's sat in the shade, and me obviously. I'm going to sit out there in a minute and get a drink. But it's just wonderful, and the brilliant thing is, because it's a 2-week mooring, I can just stay put now and crack on with loads of boat jobs and try and get this boat looking pristine. The thing is, when you live and work on your boat, there's no rush. It's like some people I know, whether they take their boat for a holiday, they're going to try and get up and down the Macclesfield Canal in 7 days or do something like that. But for me, living aboard all the time, I'm just like, oh, I've cruised 3 miles today. That'll do. And yeah, and this will definitely do. So when I moored up here 4 days ago, I had all these great plans to sand and paint my gunnels, my handrails, get the boat looking all tip-top, wonderful. And it's done nothing but rain. It's been horrendous, constant. I've actually done a load of badge orders this morning, which I need to go and walk up now and go to the post office with. But I'm dreading it. The weather is just crap. This is our British summertime. It's July and it is miserable and it's cold. I've got my nipple warmer on still. I'm hoping over the next few days the weather does pick up, because I'm in a fantastic spot to do some painting. Anyway, I'm off now to get these posted, and yeah, I'm praying for some better weather. So finally, after 6 days of the most gloomy, miserable, awful weather, we've now got some sunshine, so it's time for me to crack on with those jobs that I tried to do almost a week ago. Late yesterday afternoon, once the rain had stopped, I did come out here and give the girl a nice soapy top wash. It took me a few hours, but she's looking a lot better. However, the bits that I'm going to tackle are these handrails. As you can see, the paint's quite flaky. Now, I did do these quite a few years ago now, about 4 or 5 years ago, and it's international top lac. But the problem is with it is that red paint fades very quickly, and it's gone like a burgundy colour now. This one on the roof, this is the Rust-Oleum's red, and that's much better faring, to be honest. And with the Rust-Oleum's, it's a primer, undercoat and top coat in one, and I think that's far more hard wearing. But I've got some hammerite for these handrails. But first things first, let's get them sanded. So one of the big problems I have is these big nuts here. A few years ago I had a canopy made, because I trade as the pirate boat at festivals, as most of you know, and it was a big canopy that come up and screwed into these holes, and when I wasn't using it they put these nuts in. However, they mustn't have been rust-proof nuts. I don't know what the word is, galvanised, is it? So they've rusted themselves and then caused all this rust corrosion around there. So I don't think I've got any more nuts, so I think I'll just paint them for now. I have put lubricant on them. I often lubricate them so that they screw in and out easily. but the area around them is a mess, so I'm going to sand them and get all that painted as well. Not onwards. So I've just gone along it all with the sander, and I'm only doing this first rail at the moment. The back section I'll do another day. I don't want to overwhelm myself and get it too complicated, just working on the one. Yeah, it's always good to break down these big jobs. And I'm just going to go over it now with a hand sand. I've got this block, I'll just show you, and I'm going over it there to get any more loose bits off. And then really then I can just give it a wipe down with a bit of terps or something and actually get a bit of a coat on. But I'm not sure what this weather's going to do, but at least we've made a start. Yeah, you see, it's all these small steps which make big ones. So for you lot, it's probably been about a minute's worth of footage, but I've been at this for over 5 hours now. And yeah, I've masked it all off. That is the biggest bore lake there is. It's took me ages. And I'm now going to put some hammerite metal paint on, some smooth. It's a red colour. Yeah, and this will then keep it protected. Now, I know you're all going to be there screaming at the screen going, you're doing all that wrong, you should do this, should do that. But at the end of the day, you know, it had all this loose stuff off. It was looking faded and crap. So I've got the loose stuff off. I've sanded it and given it a key. I've wiped it all down, given her a wash. And now I've masked her up. So now to put this on, which does say you can put straight onto rust. So yeah, no need to prime or undercoat. So let's give it a go. That's very bright red. So I keep going over the lines. I'm like a 3-year-old trying to do a colouring book. But the good thing is a bit of kitchen roll, a bit of terps, and you can just wipe it off as long as you don't leave it too long. Yeah, but we're getting there. Anyway, let's carry on, fill that roller up. So it took me all day. This is how it looked when I started, because I've not done this bit. And then this is how it looks now. And yeah, it's took me the full day. But that's why when I started, I said I'm only going to do this today, because it meant it was a small goal, but an achievable goal. And that always makes you feel good, doesn't it? I might have to redo it again in a month, but for now, I'm happy. So good morning. It's actually been 3 days since I finished that first section of the handrail. I've still got the back bit yet to do. And the main reason for that was the weather turned again. It was just awful. So I decided rather than sitting on the boat twiddling my thumbs, I'd go and join my mum and dad and my brother and nephews in Anglesey. and we had such a wonderful time. It was cold, windy and wet, but we did a lot of walking. It was great to catch up with everybody. Bonny was having the time of her life because where we went, there's hardly any people. It's such a wonderful place, and right on these little rocks and coves, and Bonny was off a lead and she just had a great time. But I'm back and the weather's glorious again, so now I'm going to finish that back section. I'm not going to film it all because you've seen it, you know what I'm doing, but just to show the progression and have this, hopefully, this side all finished. So good morning. I actually finished all this red off yesterday and then it peed down all last night and it's been on and off today as well. Yeah. Oh, we're having a cracking summer, we really are. But I'm pleased with what I've done. It's highlighted other jobs that I do need to do as well. Like, for example, this black section here, there was a big rust patch that was both over on the red and the black. So obviously I was sanding that down to get rid of it and I've made a cock up of the black. But the black does need touching up. Well, that's another job for another day. Yeah, don't overwhelm myself, do I? I've set out just to do that red and I've done it. So then I'll just do the rest in stages because it's a horrible job doing all this sort of stuff. And if I can break it up and just do an hour or 2 hours a week, it'll eventually get there, won't it? It might take me 500 years, but we'll get it done. Yeah, so I am happy. But very shortly I'm going to be moving the boat. The main reason being is because it's been so dull, the weather's been crap, I need to charge my batteries, and rather than running the engine stationary because it's so noisy, I might as well get a few miles in, hadn't I? So that's the plan. So this is my new twat hat. Yeah, I had a leather one which was great for when it's raining, but it's quite heavy on your head, and this is really, really light, and it's also a sun hat in one. So yeah, because we get quite dripped on in these tunnels. I've got my light at the ready as well, and as you remember when we came through Barnton Tunnel, that was quite kinky, and that's because these tunnels were some of the earliest tunnels built on the Trent and Mersey. So back in those days, a few guys started this end, a few guys started this end, and they didn't quite meet. So this one's a right kinky one. So this light should help me see sort of the curve of the roof and when it starts to go a bit kinky. Oh, but anyway, well, yeah, we're ready. I've just got to wait because it is timed. So going from this way, you can go on the hour till 20 past. You have a 20-minute window. So once it's our time, I'll get myself all unmoored and we'll set off. So not only is this tunnel got a big kink in it, a kinky one, the entrance is skew-whiffed as well. Oh. I do love a good challenge to start the day off. There we go. Perfectly lined up, if I do say so myself. It's not too long, this tunnel. It's that kink. Makes it a little bit difficult. Daylight come and we want to go home. feels like it a little bit kinky. And there we go, we survived Saltersford Tunnel. Ooh. Now to find myself another mooring position. The thing is, with the Bridgewater Canal, which is the next canal that I'm going on to, you do need to book it. And I haven't booked it yet because I wasn't sure on how long I'd be in that space. So I don't want to get to the Bridgewater Canal today, but I do want to find myself another nice little mooring just a few miles up. So this is beautiful, and because it's been raining you get those wonderful smells. Oh, it's lovely. And I really do feel this section between Anderton and Preston Brook, it's like the place that time forgot. It's just so magical. You expect fairies or something to jump out at you any minute now. It's just gorgeous. Either that or zombies. Yeah, like The Walking Dead. You're the last survivor in the world. Yeah, it's so beautiful. So I don't know if you remember, but a few months ago I was moored at a place called Acton Bridge on the River Weaver during a massive storm. It actually went into flood, and I was moored outside a pub near a pub called the Lee Arms, and it was fantastic. Now the River Weaver is actually running alongside the Trent and Mersey Canal. It's just down there. So I'm going to try now and moor on the canal near that pub. Yeah, I've got to walk down, got to walk through a field to get to it. But yeah, because Acton Bridge is where I grew up, so I love it. It's got really fond memories for me. You know, playing in the fields, playing show me yours, I'll show you mine, all that. So I'm going to try more up, just up here I think. So I've just got myself all moored up here, and today there's been showers on and off all day, but luckily that little cruise I just did, it stayed dry. But this is a lovely little mooring. I've got a field there, there's fields there, and then there's the river, so lots of nice walks to be had. But yeah, it's just very overcast. Hopefully if the sun does shine I will get some solar on those solar panels, but this'll do as my home for the next few days. Come on, baby. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I've had my hair cut. Oh, it was so needed. It was just all over the place. I couldn't style it or anything because Bonny, sorry, Bonny here. I couldn't style it or anything because it was so long and just an absolute mess, and I haven't got a hairdryer or straighteners on board, so yeah, I needed it desperately cutting. I still need to do something with it. I need to put some jizz in it and funk it up a little bit, but for now it's been cut, which is a blessing, because this weekend I'm DJing a festival. It's Unity Fest at Newark Showground, so I didn't want to go looking like an absolute old-fashioned scruffy get. So Anyway, we're back at the boat now and it's time for a massive rum and maybe a ditty. Come on, Bonny. Yeah, come on. So we're going to have a little bit of this chocolate rum. I've got so many different chocolate rums. So let's give this one a try again. It's been a while since I've had this one. This is a good thing about rum, is it lasts a long time. And whilst I am doing this, just a massive thank you to this week's pirate crew. Thank you for everything you do. Yeah, what is it? What percentage? 40%. So here we are back in the boatsman's cabin. I do like taking you in the rear entrance. I hope you enjoy it. Anyway, here we are. We've got that chocolate rum, just a little tit of rum. I hope you've got one poured. Yeah, so cheers everybody. Woohoo, just a little tit of rum. Oh, it's nice that. That's a much sweeter chocolate rum than the one I had the other week. The one I had the other week from Stormy, which is a fantastic rum, but perfect in a coffee. Not very nice neat. It took my taste buds off. Oh, but I do love all these different flavoured rums. Anyway, onwards with the ditty. And this one this week is from Ben from Australia. So thanks so much, Ben. And also, if you do want to send in a ditty, please do, but leave it in the YouTube comments. Lots of people have been sending them to Instagram, Facebook, email, but I get so much spam on those platforms, then it's very easy for me to get lost, basically, because some days I go to my emails, I've got 200 emails and it's all crap and sponsorships and all that sort of stuff, and I don't do that sort of stuff on this channel. Yeah, so please leave them in the YouTube comments. That's the best place, because I do check there every few days. It means most times every day. But anyway, here we go. So Ben from Australia. On the UK canals there are some great gals. Heidi and Bonny live a life that's so free. With a hand on the tiller their faces show glee. In this world of wet and cold, our pirate Heidi breaks the mould. So come on me hearties, join in the fun with a yo-ho-ho and a bottle of rum. Ooh. And apologies, Ben, I did cut a little bit of the ditty down. The thing is, I like them nice and quick. Whee! Don't be rude. Anyway, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have enjoyed it, please do give me a big thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Subscribe down below if you haven't already. Absolutely free to do, but it's just like saving your favourites and you'll never miss another video. Anyway, that's it. So please take care, stay safe, and before I go, just a huge thank you to my lovely, gorgeous patrons. And also, just let the patrons know, please do keep checking on the Patreon page, because I post regular updates on there, and I don't think some of you have got the app, so you don't know about them. So please download the app and then you'll never miss another one of my little shorts, silly little videos. So that's it. Take care, everyone. Bye.